Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my devlog. Today we're going to be talking about orbs, gems, Lunapon cards, and clearing up some stuff from older videos. Okay, to start off this video, I'm going to clear up the thing that I said last video was that I've been working on this game for 7 years. I didn't mean was working on this game for 7 years. I've only been coding this game for about a month now. So art and coding and sounds have only been about a month. I think a little bit over a month now. But I've been building the game world for 7 years. And I don't mean that I thought this was going to be a career or I was hardcore into it. It was just like I would think of an idea of like an enemy or something for a game, or I would think of like lore and I would write it down in like a notepad or like a book or something. That's what I meant. Okay, with that out of the way, let's start on our first topic, which is orb. So orbs are a collectible in the game and they grant you new abilities. I will show a clip of the first orb in the game, which is high jump. You get it very early on. It's part of a little bit of a tutorial after the tutorial, but this tutorial is more subtle, so it doesn't bog people down. Orbs will let you get to places that you couldn't get to before and help you unlock useful abilities. Next up is gems. Gems are the main collectible in the game. They are what quote-unquote progresses the story further. They are all mandatory. You have to get all of them. I'm thinking about having side ones so you can just collect which ones you want and you can get sort of a reward if you collect all of them. But you need 5 for a minimum to get out of the area. Speaking of areas, side topic, the game is going to be segmented into areas, and much like a Metroidvania game, you'll be doing backtracking, but you will not be doing backtracking to pass areas. I believe once you start getting towards the end of a Metroidvania game, you start backtracking way too far and it gets really annoying and it bothers people. So I just want everything to be condensed into these areas that are, some are big, some are small, depending on the difficulty of them or the mechanics in them. So I just don't want people to have to backtrack way too far. So the gems are hidden and scattered around the map. You will definitely need orb abilities to get to specific ones. Like the first gem people might encounter will maybe be jumping high, which you have to get the high jump and then backtrack and then jump up and you will get jumping high. Once you've collected all the gems and you've done like the story or whatever, then there will be a room where you're allowed to put all the gems and use their power to open up a big door to get to the next area. Now I was thinking, I don't know, you guys should tell me in the comments what you think about this. I was thinking that kind of like in Mario Odyssey, how there's forks in the road where you can choose between 2 different areas to go to. They're both like the same difficulty level, but it's just kind of preference on which one you want to go to. I was thinking of doing that in my game where I have basic ones, like the first area, you obviously have to go there. But then after the first area, there could be a choice between 2 areas, and then those 2 areas, once you go to one, then it would lead to the other, and then vice versa, and then it would go to another area. I was thinking of maybe doing that. I don't know if you guys would want to see that, but I think it'd be pretty cool. Okay, on to the next topic, which is Lunapon cards. These are sort of my cool idea that I had for the game. I wouldn't call them the gimmick of the game, but I guess people could say the gimmick is that I don't really want there to be one solo gimmick for the game. I want the game to keep throwing things at you left and right. I want it to be a overall an experience. So opening chests or killing enemies like Naruto, killing enemies has a small chance of dropping Luna points, which are these black little circles. And some enemies don't drop them. There is an enemy that I have that spawns other enemies, and the enemies that it spawns does not give Luna points, so you cannot farm them. You can farm them, but you cannot farm them in very cheap ways. Once you have 5 Luna points, you can make your way to a Lunapon machine, which are scattered throughout the map. You'll have to do a little searching if you want to find one. For instance, the first one is in room 10, which is like a quote-unquote town, and that's kind of sort of just a little hub area for the first area of the game. I keep saying area, and I don't know if it's confusing people. Some of the people that watch my videos don't exactly have English as their first language, so instead I'm going to call the areas of the game zones. So once you have 5 Luna points, you can make your way to a Lunapon machine, and you can spend your Luna points opening a Lunapon. These are sort of loot boxes don't worry, I'm not going to make it so you can just buy them with real money. That is not what I'm trying to get at. I just wanted a little bit of mystery and intrigue behind it. So let's talk about two things. The first thing, let's talk about what was the idea for the Lunapon cards and what do they do. First, I'm going to talk about what the ideal was for them. I wanted a sort of lore books you could find in the game that would tell you more about the characters, since I've been building this world for so long. But then I thought that finding lore books in games, nobody reads them. So I was thinking maybe something that would make the lore books a little bit nicer would be if they gave you a little bit of coin. You know, you collect them and it gives you some money. But then I thought, no, that's still not much of an incentive. So then I came up with a Lunapon card idea. So what do they do? Lunapon cards are your second ability. They give you a little rundown of what they are and what they do, and you can activate their ability with right click. Each card has its own rarity, from common to legendary, and also provides a little bit of lore or a helpful hint about what the card is. So let's give an example. This is the table card. It is a reference to the floating tables you can find in other rooms. The active ability for this card is that it allows you to slowly float down for a little bit. Now each card has its own timer for how long the effect lasts for, and its own specific cooldown. When the ability has been activated or its cooldown is not ready to be used, your cursor will be a see-through circle. But when the ability is ready to use, you will hear a sound effect and it will become blue, showing you that it's ready to use. Do want to have more visual feedback in the full game, but for now this worked. So these cards offer a really nice way for you to change up your gameplay, and it really will help you tailor to your own experience. It's also not something that you can just, let's say in Castlevania terms, in Castlevania you will fight specific enemies over and over and over again to get their soul. In this one, maybe you already know you want a specific card, but you're going to have to work with the Lunapon machine because it's random chance, so you're going to have to hope you get it. And I hope that the cards people get, if you're casual, you can just get a card, you can do stuff. And the abilities for the cards do allow you to get side stuff, but they are not mandatory. So if you are a collector, you can collect all of the cards, and that will allow you to go to all the different side places and little secret areas. And don't worry, you don't need one specific card to get to a specific area. I'm designing each secret area that has a card ability to be activated by multiple different cards. So for example, maybe there's a spot that you need to jump over to, and a card could give you, like, let's say the float, and the float will allow you to get there. But let's say there's also a jump card that like does a short little hop, and that card could be used to get up there. So I need to make sure that there's two different ways for you to get up to a place, so you're not running around and reactivating cards and then coming back and then activating another card. I want to keep it more natural and attuned to everyone's playstyle. So this video is kind of dragging on for a long time, but I wanted to talk about one more thing, and that is the scope of the project. Now, I'm not wanting to make the world's greatest Metroidvania game. I just want to make my own game that I'm happy with. And I'm a one-man team, well, a two-man team if you count Polar Chips, which is the guy making all the music for the game. He is amazing. But I want to stay in the realm of what I can do and not the realm of what I can't do. So the final experience for the game may be shorter, but I want it to be short and sweet if it is shorter. I want it to be jam-packed with a lot of different content and things to do. I just don't want to get out of my range of things I can do, and it might take me a long time to finish the game. So that's gonna wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I do have a lot more stuff I want to talk about, but as I said, I'm sort of weaning into where I'm at now, and then once I get to where I'm at now, I can start developing the game as I make the devlogs, which will show you guys all the new changes and stuff. But I sort of want to maybe take a little longer to catch you guys up to speed, so I don't just make one long video throwing every single thing at you at once, and then you kind of get confused as to what's going on. But thank you very much for watching. Discord, Patreon, all those things are in the description. I'll see you in the next devlog.